Hey, Besiegers, how you doing? Okay, as you can see, I've pulled out one of my older quad walkers here because I've upgraded him so that he turns and moves very fast, and I'll demonstrate a few other techniques like that later on. Also, I'm going to cover me going over ipsilon again, but using strange means this time. I had to do that because I had to download Besiege onto my new computer, so I had to crack all the levels again. So yeah, we'll get stuff like this later on as well. But first off, what I wanted to do was initially just build a really perfect looking robot arm, you know, and I used the Editor Plus to maneuver these blades into position so I could get a nice sort of finished industrial look to it. And then I put in as many degrees of motion as I could to get it going, and then I messed around with it, and it worked out quite well. I was quite pleased with it. Can pick up things very gently and place them back down again, and it has, like I say, a lot of degrees of motion and control over it. However, one arm does not a robot make, or mech or walker, whatever you want to call them these days. So I doubled it up, and so what we did was duplicated it again using the Editor Plus, and then put on some different controls and the different wrist and hands function on the other arm. So now we have two arms that move independent of each other mostly, and including the wrists and the tools, etc. And it was quite effective. So what we really needed to do now was build a big body and a nice pair of legs and a sensible looking head and all that, get that everything going. Unfortunately, I didn't have time because I was building a PC this week and doing other things. So instead I took a slightly more comic route, as you'll see, but I still built a reasonably effective bot. Here he is. Okay, so you can laugh a little bit because he is quite funny looking, but he's got a lot of functions, really a lot of functions, and some new stuff that I haven't seen anyone else do before. Okay, while you're watching this guy strut his stuff, let me tell you about something exciting that we're going to do this week, hopefully by Sunday. A bunch of us have got together for a collaboration, and it's a project based around Brilligas's VSG Makefile program, which I showed you last week, which allows you to amalgamate different VSG files and so on. So that said, what we have decided to do is to do a BattleBot type competition, which I'm going to host on this channel. Now there'll be 8 or more entrants, and what they'll do is they'll fight off each other off in an arena which is under construction, and we'll film the whole thing, and we'll make it like a standard competition with a knockout towards the end and a final winner. The idea of it is to showcase what it would be like as if we had a server and we did have a multiplayer function. So it's a bit of an experiment, and we don't know how it's going to turn out yet because we haven't filmed it. Most of the models or machines are built, and I'll be getting them downloaded later today and tomorrow. We've been working on this now for about 4 days, so expectations are high, and we'll see how it goes. But like I say, a lot of well-known people are using it, including developers and moderators and other YouTubers. So it's quite a big deal. Hopefully you'll watch it and give us your support and let us know what you think and give us any suggestions. But more about that later. Like I say, it'll come up on my channel in due course. Okay, back to this guy now then. As you can see, he's heading over towards the statue for another go at him. Do try some precision flying here. Like I said, he does have a lot of functions. There's a lot of things that you can do that other bots and other machines can't do. Now he's not going to be, by the way, an entrant in this competition this week. I won't be fighting myself. I'll be the controller, the guy making it all happen. So it will all be outside entrants, other YouTubers, etc., other builders. This was him getting stuck. One particular part of it. I just did this because I thought it was particularly funny while I'm blithering away. He's back up to the statue again, and this time he's going to try and give it some grief. No, he's not going to make out with it or anything like that. He's not going to shoot it. He's trying. It takes me a while to get used to my own controls because there are a lot of controls on this bot. Seriously, Everything from the eyes down at the top down, he was going to bitch slap him there, he done it. Everything from the eyes at the top down to the bomb drops in the bottom, and all those very articulated arms, and all the flying controls and all the wheel controls, all taken together it's a beast. But I mean, I will put it up so that people can mess around with it. You might want to take that body, the silly body out and everything else, and put your own body and legs in. I know that I'm probably going to try and put walking legs on it myself. So if anyone else wants to have a go at that, feel free. That's why we put things up on the workshop, so that other people can mess around with them. And let me know how you get on. And if you do use the arms, give me a credit please, at least a mention. Okay, next section. Walkers. Alrighty. Like I says, I went back to this same walker mechanism that I had made before, and I put two side-by-side reaction wheels onto it. Because I discovered that when they're paired up like that, they provide a lot more control over non-wheeled machines or non-flying machines, because they exert a lot more force from the side, so it's really easy to turn them. This one I've dropped the big wheels in favour of steering blocks, and then I used the Editor Plus to place those swivels at like 3/10 of a block away from the edges, etc. So they appear to be floating in mid-air, but they're just catching, the collision blocks or whatever it's called. Look, he just misses that palm there. But as you can see, there's a lot of control over it. He moves very well, and I've slowed this one down. The first one you've seen in the opening sequence was so fast that any time you stopped, he just went arse over tit, and you just couldn't control him. But he was fast, and you could make him turn really fast on the bends. So this guy slowed down a bit just so that we could film him and get an idea of it. I'll put one of these up eventually onto the site, onto the workshop. But yeah, this was just a proving that he can make his way around the sandbox, get to the little guys and stomp all over them. So the control over his direction is very good. I did put in some controls to make him self-correcting after this, so that if he fell over and landed on his ass, he could get back up again. And that worked quite well too. So it really was just proving technology, just to see what it's like. There you go, no problem. And that's all done in real time, it's not slowed down or anything like that. So yeah, these walkers, we're all making them, and they're all becoming more and more agile and adept and convincing as time goes on. It's really quite cool. There we go, and a quick hop, again, real time, no messing about. So that's that. Right. Like I say, I bought a new PC. I'd uploaded Besiege, so I had to conquer all the levels again. So this time I used miniaturization on ITR's new mod. So there's a scaling one, and everything's done to 1/10 of a block. So this is just two saws and a ballast block, and yet it takes out all the sheep and wins the level. The reason for that obviously is because the sheep come to it while it bounces about like a metal butterfly. So it's pretty cool. I speeded it up because it did take a long time to get through this one, as you can see. But yeah, that was good. The miniaturization thing is quite cool, because you can then use the Editor Plus and the Precision Builder mod together, and the Editor Plus will place them very precisely at the edge of the blocks, or allow you to manoeuvre them post place, and you use the Precision Builder to shrink them down. What you've seen there was an inept attempt at making a quadcopter that worked quite well, but I'm not very good at flying these things. So alright, this one's good. Each of these blocks has got 3 sets of reaction wheels on them. So I just wait until the Crusaders all gather around it, and then I hit the reaction wheels in combinations of 1s and 2s, and they just take everything out by shaking and jumping about. Piece of cake, and quite visually effective as well. That was that one done. We got through all the levels, no problem, but again, using all sorts of nefarious, and this one is ballast guns, and the actual decouplers themselves have been shrunk down to 1/10 of the size, so they're invisible, you don't see them. Again, very effective, and we'll show you it from the other side. Boom. I had to put in 6 blocks because you're running to get the speed up. you're running at 0.05 or whatever, and it just doesn't have the mass. This is my favourite one, and it's basically thousands of blocks all copied into each other using Editor Plus and arranged in irregular patterns so that they then go on to form irregular patterns, initial conditions, etc. and all that. So yeah, that was good fun. And demonstrating my new graphics card here that can actually spin this thing while it's still moving. Very pleased with that, that's pretty cool. And again, the idea here was that even though my force is coming from behind those wooden blocks, that I could actually hit one of them into the arena and win it, and I did. I got it in the end. But it's pretty amazing to watch. I mean, there's thousands of them in there. I don't know, it didn't give me a count for some odd reason, but there's a lot. And that was it, I win. Okay, see, this week has been a strange one because I didn't have my normal editing time to get things done. But I hope you enjoyed it still, nonetheless. And normal service will be resumed next week. And I'd like to say, hopefully on Sunday we'll have the big competition. And I'll be doing a lot of work for that to try and get that into some kind of shape. Okay, see ya. Bye.